What is going on, boys and girls? It is your boy Hollywood Steve back with another video. Alright, so in today's video, guys, we are going to be looking at Monday Night Raw. From Monday night, obviously. But before we do any of that, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Let's get this channel up to 500 subs, guys. I really would appreciate that. It really helps out. And let's make our way to 1,000, guys, but let's get up to 500 subs first and go from there. All right, we are going to dive right into things. So, coming off of the two-night SummerSlam, the first ever two-night SummerSlam, Seth Rollins opens the show. Seth Rollins cut a relatively generic promo to open Monday's show, but that didn't. This is according to Yahoo Sports here. So Rollins cut a relatively generic promo to open Monday's show, but that didn't matter much because he remains incredibly over with the crowd, and they are obviously trying to have him be this heel character, and I don't think it's working. But the big surprise came in the form of an LA Knight appearance. Knight was Rollins' opponent when the whole fake injury angle started, and he was justifiably irked at the whole situation, challenging Rollins to a World Heavyweight Championship match that was made official by Adam Pearce. And Pearce also seemingly evened the playing field by banning both Brawns from ringside. Even with Breakker and Reed being banned from ringside, there was no shot this match was going to end clean. And surprise, surprise, it didn't. For those of you who read, we're not gonna go through that. The match. So basically, LA Knight comes out, challenges Seth Rollins. Adam Pearce comes out, bans both Brawns. And it was a very strong main event between Rollins and Knight. We got interference from CM Punk, who Rollins obviously cheated or screwed two nights prior to SummerSlam, but Punk's attack resulted in Knight being disqualified and making him understandably angry as well. And all of this turned into chaos as Breakker and Reed rushed to help Rollins by lay waste to his foes. The Vision. Now this is their new faction. Now, I'm gonna park here for just a hot sec. The Vision. I'm not keen on the name. I'm not too keen on the name, but if it works, it works. If it gets over, hey, then great, But like I said, I myself am not too keen on the name of the of Seth's faction here. I'm not. I get it's a play on. On him being the visionary, all that stuff. I totally get that. Totally 100% get that. But I'm not too keen on the name. But anyway, it says here, They think Bleacher Report says they think that the new stable name for they think this is the new stable name for the crew, which was established earlier on in the show. And you know, Rollins and his faction stood tall. But as Rollins and Heyman, Breakker and Reed stood on the ramp, Roman Reigns' music hit and the OTC attacked, leading to a stare down with Rollins before he was ultimately overwhelmed by the vision. Rollins stomped Reigns, Breakker speared him, and Reed delivered a handful of tsunamis to close the show. And moving forward, we now have Reigns, Knight, and Punk, all with legitimate beefs with Rollins directly, and it's likely we'll get Reigns written off television for a little while, and a World Heavyweight Championship triple threat match between Rollins and Punk, between Rollins, Punk, and Knight. Ultimately, I think this is our path to the men's War Games match in November. Okay. Okay. Now. Let me park. Let me stop this. Think about this for a minute. A War Games match. Punk. Knight. Reigns. Rollins. And the Brawns. Oh, man. Whew, that's gonna be good. That will be good. And I cannot wait because it is in my hometown of San Diego, California, baby. That's right. For the first time ever, WWE Survivor Series is coming to San Diego, California. And not only that, it is coming to Petco Park. And it is going to be awesome. It is going to be fire. I am so looking forward to this. So looking forward to this. My son and I are both going. This is going to be so awesome. And if we get this War Games match, oh my gosh. And also, it looks like we're getting Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the Intercontinental Women's Championship at some point here in the future. I'm assuming it'll probably be I'm assuming it will probably be at I would imagine here would probably be at Clash in Paris. So that's probably what we're getting here. Is that coming up? So it looks like at some point we're getting Becky versus Brie, or Becky versus Nikki. And obviously here, Nikki Bella got a pretty good pop. She got a pretty decent pop here. And had a few moments. She had a few moments in her promo, but But Yahoo Sports goes on to say here, it pilled a comparison to Lynch eviscerating her on the mic, which is always fun when Becky just absolutely when Becky just absolutely eviscerates somebody on the microphone. It's always good when Becky absolutely just destroys somebody on the microphone. And they got here, and it says here now, if you watch WWE Unreal, you know that bringing personal relationships into promos without previously clearing it can cause some issues, which happened with Flair and Tiffany Stratton in the WrestleMania 41 build. Considering Lynch and Bella have been in the company together for a decade, it's probably no surprise that this promo wasn't that if this promo wasn't discussed and planned together beforehand, it doesn't change the fact how amazing it was. So, and then next week, Lynch is going to face Maxine Dupree, presumably before a showdown with Natalya and then Bella. And then Flair and Bliss pretty good together. Flair got a "You deserve it" chant from the Brooklyn crowd. She got a well-deserved "You deserve it" chant from the crowd at the Barclays Center. But something that would have, and this is something that would have been unheard of before this run. She was trying to be a face, but yet it wasn't working. And then for whatever reason, the crowd has just flipped on Charlotte, and now she gets nothing but cheers. And it's nice. It's nice. It's nice to see. The chemistry is there. The promo work was golden, and we even got hints of the duo gelling together in the ring when they played off the tandem natural selection in a little match against Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. The match was just as good as their SummerSlam bout, and should be the start of a prolonged run for these two. I really hope so. I really hope so. And immediately after Flair and Bliss retained, we got the package segment featuring the Kabuki Warriors plus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Asuka and Kairi Sane, former women's tag champs themselves, left the two long-time rivals to talk, teasing a possible tag team forming. Rhea revealed Sky asked for and was granted a title match against Naomi, and that she'd been rooting for her. The big issue here, Naomi is already slated to put the Women's World Championship on the line against Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris later this month. Here's hoping Naomi and Sky next week serves as a vehicle to get Ripley and Sky to team together and build some more momentum in the women's tag division. Oh, Rio and Ripley together in a tag match? Ripley and Io together as a tag team in the women's tag division? Whoo! That would be awesome. Those two together, they've got such chemistry together. That would be absolutely incredible. And then we got Big G joining the New Day. Before John Cena's polarizing heel turn, we had the New Day pull off one of the biggest character changes in recent history. Like Cena, the New Day's run hasn't quite hit the heights of the initial shock, but there's hope in the form of Grayson Waller. Waller, who is going by Big G, went through a breakup of his own recently and is looking for a new crew to run with. Enter Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, who are still mourning the loss of their World Tag Team Championship. Waller put on a real strong match against Penta, and despite losing with Kingston and Woods watching ringside, we can't help but feel that we care a whole lot more about Big G and the New Day linked than separate. And then we got Sheamus versus Rusev again, which was okay, which is fine. But it's about time for us to put this rivalry to bed one way or another. The biggest reaction from the crowd came after both men were counted out, and a ringside brawl broke out. Give us Sheamus versus Rusev, no DQ in a WWE Raw main event, and have them either team up or move on after that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Rusev and Sheamus fighting continued throughout the night, including during a backstage interview segment with Sami Zayn, who said Karrion Kross is in the rearview mirror, thankfully, and his sights were set on becoming world champion. He's the best fourth or fifth in line to challenge, and just got interrupted by a brawl in a relatively throwaway feud. There's a lot of work to do. A match against Rusev next week doesn't really get him any closer. Dominic Mysterio's match again against Dragon Lee was very good, but the ending got a little out of hand. Mysterio's boot slipped off in a callback to 24 hours earlier in his match against AJ Styles. At SummerSlam, El Grande Americano along with two other imposters interfered, and Mysterio grabbed the bottom rope to beat Lee. That's a lot to keep track of, and it overshadowed the in-ring work. Absolutely. It sounded like there was a lot going on there. Becky Lynch's new music and Tron are pretty awesome. We're so far away from the Celtic Invasion version of Lynch that it's a much better presentation for the man. Michael Cole announced that Gunther suffered a orbital bone injury in his match at SummerSlam against CM Punk. Or not. This is a good work or not. This is a good thing for the ring general, who desperately needs to rest after a topsy-turvy 2025. Adam Pearce does a real great job in the on-screen GM role. He got some of the biggest pops of the night. Absolutely. Whoever's running WWE's social media account must have taken a fan. Must be a Tekken fan. It says here that they can. I can personally would have went for the Mortal Kombat route and made Kang Lu joke, but it says we're simpatico, or whatever that means. Which, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The Reed Shoe thing I agree. The Bronson Reed Shoe thing is really weird now. It was cool when he did it the first time, and it inspired two pretty awesome puns, the Tribal Chief and the Shula Fala. But the loss to Reigns and the Usos at SummerSlam definitely takes away from it. That was pretty much Monday Night Raw. Now, in along with this Monday Night Raw review, also in news in the world of the WWE, ESPN has landed the rights to stream WWE's pay-per-view events, or PLE, starting in 2026. WWE and Disney announced the billion-dollar deal on Wednesday, stating that ESPN will host the wrestling company's biggest events, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank. The Wall Street Journal reported that the 5-year agreement is worth $1.6 billion. Let me say that again. The deal is worth $1.6 billion. The show will be hosted by ESPN's new streaming service and is set to launch on August 21st and cost $29.99 a month. Now, I looked this up. If you have Cox Cable, if you have any other cable service and you already get ESPN, that's all included, so you don't have to pay separate for the ESPN streaming service. You already have the streaming there. So just a note there, just a heads up on that. The Wall Street Journal reported that the 5-year agreement, again, is, like I said, is worth $1.6 billion. The show will be hosted by ESPN streaming service, set to launch on August 21st and cost $29.99 a month. ESPN's deal boosts significant increase in value compared to WWE's current deal with Peacock, which is valued at $900 million and is set to expire this year. The streaming platform, owned by Comcast, has housed WWE events since 2021. WWE has an immense, devoted, and passionate fan base that we're excited to super serve on our new ESPN DTC platform. ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitario said, "This agreement, which features the most significant WWE events of the year, bolsters our unprecedented content portfolio and helps drive our streaming feature. The new deal also includes post and pre-shows for the pay-per-view events. WWE's pay-per-view calendar will begin with the Royal Rumble in January and will take place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We're proud to reinforce the E and ESPN at such an exciting juncture. Its direct-to-consumer journey," Mark Shapiro, president of Chief Operating Officer of TKO, said in the statement. WWE Premium Live events are renowned for exactly that type of rich storytelling, incredible feats of athleticism, and can't-miss cultural tentpole experiences that have become synonymous with ESPN, Shapiro said. Through our UFC relationship, we have experienced firsthand how transformational an ESPN presence can be. And we know this will be an exceptional partnership at a time of great innovation for both companies. While the pay-per-view events will be streaming on ESPN, WWE's flagship program, Monday Night Raw, will remain on Netflix after inking a contract with the platform. Netflix began hosting Raw January of this year after signing a 10-year, $5 billion exclusive rights deal. While Raw stays on Netflix and pay-per-view events stream on ESPN, SmackDown will remain on Peacock and the USA Network. WWE has gotten more popular in recent years, with soaring viewerships across platforms, according to Fox News data. Viewership for Raw was up 4%. SmackDown saw a 4% spike, and NXT went up 28% as of last summer. The WWE deal follows ESPN's acquisition of the NFL Network and NFL Red Zone, in which the NFL will again gain a 10% equity stake in the network. So continuing on here, yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much what we've got here, guys. That is the rundown. That's a short little rundown of Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna see here. We're gonna see here if we can get a better. We're gonna see if we can get a better. A little more detailed review here. See if I missed anything here. I think we pretty much covered it. I think I pretty much covered the show. So just it sounded like the, how do I want to say this? It sounded like Monday Night Raw was just okay. It wasn't a great episode of Raw. It doesn't sound like so yeah, it doesn't sound like it was a great episode of Raw. It doesn't sound like it was a super exciting episode of Monday Night Raw. It sounded like it was just a average, right in the middle episode of Monday Night Raw. But yeah, I mean, Raw lately has been average. There's nothing been really super exciting about Monday Night Raw lately. Hasn't been like blow you away like type of, kind of episodes lately. It's just kind of been average. SmackDown in my opinion has been way better. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know your guys' comments. Let me know what your guys' thoughts and comments are in the comment section down below. I will catch you guys in the next one. This is your boy Hollywood Steve saying see ya. And remember, when you're Hollywood Steve, it's for life. See ya.